Da-da. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live stream preview ahead of the second leg of the League Two playoffs for AFC Wimbledon versus Notts County at Plough Lane. I'm delighted to be joined by Scott Garbett for the second week running. I'm going to try and make this a little thing because I think we're very good together when we're talking. But so yeah, we'll see how today goes. Scott, welcome. Saturday was just brilliant.
Good evening, Reese. Yeah, very good. It's the reason why you turn up week in, week out watching your football team just for nights like that, really.
Yeah.
Perfect performance on the pitch. Every single player was brilliant. And, as a fan base, it's, fantastic. And the atmosphere was brilliant before, during, and after the game.
Yeah.
And it gives us a night to remember. Just hopefully we can see it through now.
Here's a question. Do you think we over-celebrated?
I think it's more a release more than a celebration, I think. We haven't had much to cheer about recently.
True.
So more of a release. Other people would say, yeah, we have over-celebrated, yeah.
There has been a lot of Notts County fans saying let's go and do them in after them celebrating like that. But yeah, as you said, I mean, the results have been dreadful ever since the last game of the season. So, and Wimbledon rely on positivity, it seems like, all of the time.
Yeah.
So seeing those celebrations, the players should want to go and do that all over again, I think.
Just hope that Notts County don't. The fact that players don't see that video and that pumps them up more, really. Maybe. That's the other side of the argument. So.
Right, let's talk. Let's go on a deep dive of what happened on Saturday. I know everyone knows what happened, but I'm just going to talk about everything. 1-0, obviously, Riley Harbottle. We'll get onto that in a minute. But the first half performance, I think, was pretty good as well, pretty even. Owen Goodman making some unreal saves. I just want to talk about Goodman first because he was simply just incredible in that game, and he's shown that the whole season. And I think the fact he's won so many awards, Bezos seemed to have been doing really well with him. Just credit to everyone, really, about Goodman.
Yeah. I mean, the start of the season, you read the reports from Colchester and their fans, and it was a bit of a dull reading for Wimbledon fans. We wondered what sort of goalkeeper we're getting. We've had such a good history of goalkeepers. Obviously, Alex Bass was on the show for Notts County when he played against us Saturday night, and he was brilliant for us last season. And we were probably all a bit gutted when he went to Notts County, but we seem to find these lone goalkeepers, and Bezo just turns them into a new machine sort of thing. And you saw the celebrations after that first save. He screamed over to us, and it meant a lot. And he's playing for the badge, and that's what you like to see.
Exactly. Talking more about Bezo, I'm surprised some club hasn't snatched him up or something. Obviously, he's Wimbledon through and through, but I think it's just incredible how we keep bringing in these goalkeepers and he turns them into just the next level. I really don't know how he does it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Aaron Ramsdale reading a few quotes and stuff of him saying that Bezo is one of the best footballing goalkeeping coaches ever had, and he can't see why nobody else has picked him up.
Yeah.
But if he's settled and Wimbledon are paying him the right wage and he's enjoying it, why would you change, I suppose? And he's the one that probably got us most pumped up before the game. He loves it, doesn't he, Bezo? He loves getting the fans interacting and, and he's doing great stuff with Owen Goodman.
Exactly. That's very true. Goodman as well. He's won, he got the Golden Glove joint with Matt Macy, I believe, with Colchester. And I like whenever he does an interview about how well, the interviewers try to specify on how well he's doing, but he always says it's not just him, it's the defence in front of him as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a credit to Joe Lewis, Ryan Johnson. And there's a photo that I saw a couple months ago that we've had 15, 16 different combinations of centre backs this season. And I think that it's just another credit of how just solid we have been at the back. Even with Goodman keeping those clean sheets, it's what's in front of him as well.
Yeah, I mean, we bought a lot of good centre halves in. Obviously Johnson and Lewis last season. You've got the experience of John Joe O'Toole, Harbottle, who we brought in, Oggs has been fantastic, 7 out of 10 every game. So is Harbottle usually. But yeah, just the whole defensive outset. We've gone from having corners against us, fearing the worst, to having corners for us and expecting goals, which is good to see from the back line's point of view. And it obviously helps having 3 centre halves, I must admit. And when you've got the pace outlet of Josh Nerfel, like we saw on Saturday night, getting back and clearing one off the line, it also adds to that edge, doesn't it?
Exactly. Just seeing all the comments. Neil Garbett putting credit goes to Bezo. He's improved Bass and brought Goodman a lot this season. I agree. And if anyone has any thoughts on anything we're talking about, put it down in the comments, and I'm sure we will read it. Staying on the touch of Goodman, if we do go up, do we see him staying with us? Is he League One quality? If we stay in the league, I think he'll 100% sign back. But what are your thoughts on that? Because
he's definitely League One quality. It's just if I know Palace have got another lad out on loan. I don't know if he's in the League One or Championship. I definitely know got another goalkeeper out on loan at the moment. So maybe he's next in the pecking order before Goodman. So if we get to League One, maybe it's a stepping stone for Goodman to stamp his authority and being #1 goalkeeper at a club, and we can progress hopefully. League One or League Two, maybe we can get him on loan again next season. We don't tend to usually have the same goalkeeper on loan 2 seasons on the trot though, so
definitely
I'm guessing that the plan is to probably go up, and some of the money that we do get to go up is to sign Owen Goodman on a permanent basis. It depends on the wages again, doesn't it? Obviously, he's a Premier League goalkeeper. When I say Premier League goalkeeper, he's come from a Premier League club. They will be giving some of the wages to him, so it just depends on what he wants and if we can do a deal to keep him.
Exactly. Let's talk more about Saturday. My memories of it, it was just incredible. Like the way we played, it felt the first half of the season, Wimbledon was just back. We were resilient. We didn't stop trying. Riley Harbottle obviously coming up with that goal was incredible. Just how good was Saturday? Because Notts County's press was incredible. Whenever McGoldrick got on the ball, it just seemed like something was going to happen. And the fact we kept a clean sheet after that performance is so impressive. Yeah,
I mean, we rode a lot, but every playoff game you're gonna have to ride your luck. It's simple as we're gonna have to ride a luck on Saturday. No, if they haven't got Jara, and if they don't have McGoldrick, which there's reports saying he isn't, we're gonna have to ride a luck anyway. But no, defensively we were brilliant. Joe Lewis did what we said last week on here, that he's just got to get touch tight to Jata. Jata had one chance, and Riley Harbottle made a fantastic tackle after an Owen Goodman save. And then Riley Harbottle, I think I said to you, Riley Harbottle keeps on stepping onto McGoldrick. So every time McGoldrick did get the ball, Riley Harbottle was stepping up and getting touch tight with him, and really didn't affect the game that much first half. I mean, second half he drifted over a bit more to Ogdendair's side, stroke Johnson's side. But no, I mean, you talk about Notts County's press. I think ours was fantastic as well.
Yep.
The midfield three for Hippolyte to come in and play 60-odd minutes.
He did well, to be fair. I was quite
fantastic.
impressed.
I mean, on the ball, Hippolyte, Smith, Reeves weren't the best. They weren't as they usually can be, but the effort they put into the press to stop Abbott getting on the ball, Palmer getting on the ball, you could clearly see, and that helps Josh Neufeld until he push up as well. And then that bridges the gap then. And then all of a sudden McGoldrick's trying to find space and he can't get away from Harbottle. So if we can get the press right again, and obviously Albert Brown in there as well, Brown's mobility. Yeah. If we get the press right again, I can't really see us folding on Saturday.
No, can I? I think everyone's confident for Saturday. I just don't want to get overly too confident because you have those two key players that aren't going to play, and it's going to be interesting to see how Notts do shuffle things around. But I don't really think they have too many options, to be honest. They're going to bring on those players who came on from a Goldrick, whoever they were, and that you talk about Josh Neufeld and James Tilley. That Josh Neufeld off the line chance was sensational, and he's obviously won 3 awards. I believe I wrote them down somewhere. Let's have a look. Did I write them down? I don't know. We won Players Player of the Year, Club Player of the Year, and Overall Player of the Year, which I think is just credit to him because ever since he moved back into that more defensive position as a wing back, he's just shone in this Wimbledon side. And I really do hope we can keep him next season because I think he's one of the players which is still looking for a contract. Obviously, Matty Stevens got it, but it'll be interesting to see if we can get Josh Newville. Just how good has Josh been? Because defensively, he's just a workhorse the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he lost the ball high up in the pitch, 95th minute on Saturday. He lost it, and you could see him like busting a gut to get back in there. And
was that when was that when we were trying to go in the corner flag?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and he was busting a gut to get back, but attacking wise, the way he's, like you say, the Bradford doubling up and stuff. We were on about it the other week, and he's drawing players out all the time. People are scared to death of him. And tactically, Johnny Jackson, I don't say it very often, but fantastic. The week 100%. Before against Grimsby, we changed it around. Norfolk on the left and Tilly on the right. Probably knowing that Jody Jones is going to be coming up against him. Jody Jones a couple of times tried beating Phil. He's not going to beat it. He's the quickest player in the league.
Yeah.
So you can't take him on. And Jody Jones tried a couple of times, and he's not going to get the better of him. Defensively, he's worked. Him and Tilly have got so much better defensively. We spoke about it last week about when we played against Sheffield. We were off it for the first 10 minutes, and Tilly was left wanting, found wanting. But they've come on leaps and bounds, and credit to the coaching staff really, because I've been saying we don't want these wing backs, we don't want five at the back, but if you perform like we did on Saturday with wing backs the way they are in that sort of form, you can't argue.
I was going to ask you how it's a lot in the playoffs. It's hard because you're 1-0 up going into a home leg where we are 100% the favourites to go through, but then it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Do you sit back? Do you play the exact same way? I think if we score in the first 10, 15 minutes, it's done on Saturday, in my opinion. Maybe not done, but it will give us a lot of pressure off our backs. But it's interesting because I have no clue how we're going to approach this. I just hope, I don't know if we're going to have the same lineup. We've had rumours that Bugle was injured. In my opinion, I would have liked to see him come in just for a little bit more physicality, because in the Riley Harbottle goal, I think he kept one of their defenders just not being able to move. He just touched tight onto him, and then Riley Harbottle was free in the box and he scored. How do you think we will approach this game?
Well, like you just said, I was hoping that Bugle was going to be fit. Probably him for Matty Stevens, just for like added extra physicality. Matty was probably not, well, I don't want to say the worst player, but the one that didn't really shine.
It feels like it's the same problem every single week. He just chases everything and doesn't seem to get it, even though we haven't really changed our style of play too much.
I think personally we're going to set up pretty much the exact same. And I think we've just got to do what the Wimbledon performance has been at home, and it's keep possession, keep the ball, frustrate teams, and the opportunity will come, like first half against Bradford. We dominated them, we kept the ball, we were fantastic, and the chances will come if we keep the ball at home, keep the possession, stretch the team, make Notts County get tired, get frustrated. Then the chances will come, and we might probably sneak a goal first half. We might get one midway during the second half, but the first goals are the biggest on the weekend, unfortunately. If Notts County come out the blocks, get one within the first 50, 60 minutes, obviously our fans are going to try and drive them forward, but it just puts them in a bit more of a precarious situation. They are going in as underdogs kind of thing now, missing their two best players. So they've got nothing to lose. They've got a lot to gain. They've got nothing to lose. So we just
They still had that player who, I can't remember his name. Was it Conor Grant, I think? Former MK player. He missed that really good save by Goodman in the first and second half.
Yeah, so. And Josh Nerfel off the line was from him. He had a bad night, unfortunately.
I can't believe he tried to be like slick and chipped it. That was just. I would have been mental if I was the manager of Notts County doing that. Just slot it home.
Yeah, same end where Josh Kelly came on the other year, and we thought this is going to be his first ever goal for Wimbledon, and he chewed that as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
100%. Neil Garbett put, it's a funny one actually, completely not of what we're talking about, but he said, want a match review from Scott for next Tuesday. How long is he going to last? Just some context. I've hired out Plough Lane for Tuesday night, so we're going to be down there playing a 90-minute football match, 7 p.m. kickoff at Plough Lane on the 20th next Tuesday. If anyone wants to come down, it will be a good one. Scott, how long are you going to last? Just starting in midfield.
God knows.
You've been running a lot.
I have been running a lot. I've been chucking a couple of 5Ks, 7, 8Ks. We'll see. We'll see how I am.
You've been doing a lot more running than most people have. 100%.
Well, if I can make it to half time without having a big gasping breather, I'll be chuffed a bit.
Exactly. You looking for a goal? 3 goals, 2 assists?
Just take a cheeky assist.
Yeah. For me, hopefully. That'll be nice.
Yeah. Clean sheets one for me. Clean sheets.
Love it. Let's talk about Riley Harbottle because, again, absolutely immense on Saturday. I've always rated him, and there was a long spell of the season where he wasn't really getting into the side. But I think ever since he got that opportunity, he showed it. It was really when we had loads of injuries. He was playing in midfield at Newport at home or something like that. And ever since he's gone in that right centre-back role, he's been immense. 125 to 1 for him to score from a header as well. Bang on the money. Yeah, you love to see it. Just how good was Riley Harbottle on Saturday? He was just incredible.
He's fantastic. He's any sort of League One, League Two football fans' dream to have a centre half. They'll let him kick it all day. He'll put his body on the line. Fantastic. Like I said, defensively, he just kept on stepping out onto McGoldrick and not letting McGoldrick breathe. He let McGoldrick out of his pocket about 2 minutes before half time, and he just took a foul midway in our half. And you just think, no, that's fine. Take that all day long. But it'd be interesting to see what he does this weekend, who they play, and what Riley Harbottle is going to have in store for him. But yeah, all season, I think, like me and my dad have definitely said it. He was 7 out of 10 every week in, week out. He'll get stuck in, and he's won us a game that's could be vital for us potentially going to Wembley. But fantastic defensively. That tackle is probably the best tackle I've seen live in a stadium.
100%.
For a game like that. Great save by Goodman. Fantastic tackle by him. And it just seems like we've finally got the balance and the players back now in the defensive line. A lot of chopping and changing. I do like Oggs, but Oggs could have.
I think he did look a little ropey when he came on. I mean, I don't really know because when Conor Grant went 1-on-1 when Josh Newville cleared it after Goodman's save, I think Lewis was starting in the centre and then it was a long ball over the top and then he kind of went into Harbottle's position and then there was just a massive gap in the middle. So just need to watch kind of their movement on the ball really.
Oggs nearly messed up as well. We basically gave McGoldrick a chance and
I don't know why he didn't clear it.
Yeah, I mean, just get rid of it sort of thing there. And that's probably something where Johnny Jackson's looking, he wants somebody robust in these sort of games and he's going to step up. I don't know how Johnson is. Obviously, he went off injured quite quickly as well. It wasn't like, can you try and run it off?
I've heard he's been training, so should be okay, apparently.
That is good news because he does give the balance of the left-footed centre half. That is something that you do miss sort of thing.
Exactly. And I've also wrote some stuff for Harbottle as well. I've just about some stats about his performance. Clean sheet, a goal. He was the player that won the most tackles in the game. He won the most possession, which was 6 times, and a pretty impressive one, Jules won, which was 12 times in the whole game, which is like what you said, stepping in front of McGoldrick, getting the ball. He's got to be, in my opinion, one of the first names on the team sheet for Saturday.
Wow, I think I think there's 10 players that are all the first 10 players on the team sheet, maybe 9. I think there's a couple of changes to make, but he's been fantastic, and it relieved the pressure from Joe Lewis and Johnson just stepping out and doing that, because Lewis just had to concentrate on Jatta. That's all he had to do then, and he did. And I'll just touch on that. The sending off's probably from the frustration that we gave Jatta all game.
Exactly.
And it was probably a foul in the build-up. I mean, he's probably going to talk about that in a bit, but
yeah. And this literally was the next thing I was going to talk about. I mean, seeing out the game, as you said, we were frustrating them for the whole game. That was pretty much our game plan. It was the right thing to do, I think. The red card, I think the referee's performance was mixed. I think it was decent. I think there was a lot of handballs which Notts County were appealing for. One of them I watched back on the match replay, and it did hit Joe Lewis's hand, but it was near his side. So I think eventually they probably, I don't know if they should have got a penalty in the end, just because of how many decisions that the ref has not given. But I think all of them were fair.
I think that's probably one of the best refereeing displays we've seen all season, personally. I mean, the Hippolyte yellow card and foul, I was a bit bamboozled by. I was like, what's that about? But the red card, I said straight away to my dad, it's a red. It's a red. You can't go into.
You can't go off the floor like that.
You can't. I think the referee had a fantastic game. I think other referees at Meadow Lane with 12,000 fans there, all of them shouting handball. A lot of referees would have crumbled. It wasn't a handball. His arms by his side. He hasn't tried making himself any bigger. So I think the referee had a fantastic game. Just
touching on that as well, I was just looking that we got 4 yellow cards in that game before the red card, and they only got 2, and one of the yellow cards was a couple seconds after the red card. So I think it just shows, and a lot of the Notts County fans were saying that the referee was on our side. But as you said, like we've got 4 yellow cards before that. So I think maybe just a bit biased from Notts County fans, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're kind of clutching a bit there. I think his display was fantastic. And for any Notts County fan to probably sit there and say it wasn't a red card, they're deluded. I mean, the letter of the law now says you lunge in, 2 stood showing. Doesn't matter if you win the ball or not. It's a red card. If he's any later, Ali Smith's in the Nottingham Hospital.
Yep, exactly.
With his legs strapped up. It was a foul beforehand. Arbottle has pulled it back.
Yeah,
but that's what Arbottle and Lewis, and they're very clever at that. They're very good at these little pulls, these little things that the referee don't see, and the referee didn't see it. But you can clear as day what you saw with the red card, and now Jatta is probably going to be facing a hefty fine and a hefty ban, probably.
Exactly. I think there was that. He put his fingers into Josh Newville's eye. He whacked Smith round the face when he was down injured. Yeah. It's just mental. He should get a little bit of a ban. Ian Hayward put about 13 minutes ago. I'm guessing he's a Notts fan because he put, "You were lucky." Don't know if we were lucky, to be honest. I think it was just a really good defensive performance.
I mean, we had Bass makes a really good save early on from Johnson. We came out the box first 10-15 minutes really well. Obviously they had a great chance just before half time. Goodman, great save, which, if it wasn't for the keepers, it's 1-1. And then obviously they've had another chance where Goodman's made a good save, and then the nerf for one off the line. So but at the end of the day, that's football. I think it was very evenly matched. I think both teams could have scored more. I feel like when we went 1-0 up, we were happy with the 1-0.
100%.
But to turn around and say we were lucky, I think if anything, they need to look at their finishing maybe. The one from Grant late on for Nerfil clearing it off the line, but it also shows a bit of desire. They left Riley Arbottle free in the box for a header. I mean,
I think it was David McGoldrick in the box, which was the only one not marking a man. So
you can't turn around and say it's lucky when they've basically left a centre half go and attack the ball in their pretty much 6-yard box. So bit outrageous really to say lucky. I think it was very evenly matched and it could have gone either way, but never lucky.
Exactly. Well, that's it for talking about the first leg. Let's move on to the second leg. Huge game, 1-0 off at Plough Lane. Early kickoff. They always say never back the early kickoff, but we're going to have to back it on Saturday. I'm excited to see kind of how we shape up. I don't want to get too excited because we've seen what's happened in the past playoff games. You've had Sunderland scoring a last-minute winner. You don't want that heartbreak at Plough Lane and stuff like that, but it could go for us. How do we approach it? Because obviously Notts, their two best players. I saw a stat. I think they've scored it like 60 goals this season, and Jatta and McGoldrick have scored 36 of those goals. So that's pretty much 56% of their goals have been from those two players who are missing out. So I'm interested to see where they think or where the threat will really be for Notts.
I mean, they've got that Traore who came on towards the end. He's a bit raw.
Seems quick though.
Yeah, he's going to be raw and probably buzzing around a bit. Obviously, Jody Jones is a great player. He hit the post on Saturday night. I think Goodman had that covered anyway. But yeah, he's probably their main threat. But if Josh Nerfel does what Josh Nerfel did on Saturday, if you can leave Jody Jones to only have one pop shot a game, I think you'd be chuffed to bits. I'm struggling to see where their goals are going to come from other than that sort of outlet. If Grant gets his finishing boots on, maybe, but we just need to minimise, their chances. We need to make sure that they're not getting any too close to our box first off, keep them nowhere near the box, try and eliminate corners and silly free kicks, because Matty Platt's a 6'4", 6'5" centre half that loves to attack the ball and head it. So we just got to be clever with the possession, and we've got to hit Marcus Brown in them little pockets that he was getting into. He kept on just drifting onto the left centre half and right centre half, just keeping away from Matty Platt. And Marcus Brown could pop up with a goal whenever, sort of thing. And
a little bit of magic, yeah.
If they come and they get possession and they want to try and get the football and pen us in for 20-30 minutes, we've just got to be robust, and we've got to make sure that when we do have the ball, we hit them on the counter attack the best we can. That is what I was on about last week.
We've done that quite a lot at Plough Lane, to be fair.
Yeah,
we've just gone forward. It's just the last kind of getting in, like when you're outside the box, the final pass, the final shot hasn't really been that great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a fantastic record in early kickoffs at Plough Lane, barring the Port Vale one. So
exactly.
Hopefully we can get up for it. Obviously, it can be packed out. But no, we just got to go there and control the game. We just got to kill the game in the first half, get a goal, and just keep the ball. Don't let
I feel like it's quite simple of how we just do win this game. To be honest, Wimbledon have done
it. One slip up, one mistake. Lewis and Goodman have already had a little bit of a set to already this year, haven't they? Giving the goal away. It's football. Something can happen. But hopefully it's on the receiving end of us. Hopefully we can go and get something ourselves.
I really hope so. Let's talk about the lineup. It's good. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, we've heard rumours that Bugle isn't going to be there. We have no clue if that's true or not. Never know. Notts County might even be lying about McGoldrick, but I don't believe that. There's no way they put out a statement like that and then he's not there on the day. But we will see. If we don't have any injuries, so Bugle's going to be there, Johnson's going to be there, do we set up the exact same way, or do we bring in Bugle or someone else?
I'd probably set up the exact same way, barring Bugle for Stevens. That'll be it. Just a bit more physicality up front, a bit more of a workhorse that wants to get stuck in. And obviously, Matt Stevens is a workhorse, but Bugle's so leggy, and he loves a slide tackle as well. It'd just be interesting to see if Hippolyte's got another 6 minutes in the tank so soon after coming back from injury. Maycock came on, and we saw his pace and saw his forward drive. So it might be Maycock for Hippolyte, maybe. I'm not sure, but we'll just have to see how the fit ones are. But I'd probably say if everybody's fit, same again, and hopefully Bugle is fit, and we'll swap Bugle for Max Stevens for first 60, 70 minutes of the game.
Exactly. Jonathan Martin said, I really hope we don't sit back and defend the lead the entire 90. Reminds me of England recently going 1-0 up and then parking the bus. Want to see some attacking spirit to finish them off. I agree. To be honest, I really hope we don't do that because, yes, we've been pretty good at defending 1-0 leads in 80% of our games. But you can't do that for a sold out ground at Plough Lane. Like, as you said, if we just get at them, frustrate them again, high press, everything like that, full energy. And the fact we've got a whole week break as well, I think is a bit mental because there's been some games in the League One and Championship playoffs where they've had three-ish full days to go and prepare for a game. So I think us and Notts are quite lucky in that regard as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was meant to be Sunday, Saturday, wasn't it? But
yeah,
obviously the way the fixtures have worked for in the Premier League and other events, it's helped us out. So maybe that does give us a bit more time to get Johnson fit and Hippolyte a bit more recovery into his legs. But no, going back to the sitting back and everything, the last time we sat back on a 1-0 lead, we lost 2-1 to Swindon.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we play like we did against Grimsby in the second half and the way we played against Notts pretty much all game, yeah, you just got to go and fancy us. We just can't sit back and suck it up for 90 minutes because unfortunately that's not the way football is, and there is going to be gaps appearing and stuff.
Exactly. Jonathan Martin also said, begging for Stevens to find his shooting boots again. I so hope because we all know what Matty Stevens can do. Ever since he signed a new contract, he just doesn't look great. Like we obviously talked about it the other week. Josh Newville was getting man marked, and now people are going to man mark Stevens inside the box and stuff like that. So I do feel bad for him because, as I said, I think we are playing the exact same way, trying to get it out wide, trying to get crosses into the box for Stevens and like that. I think I saw a stat. We've only had 20 through balls for the whole season, which I think is quite a shocking stat because we have really fast players in behind. So maybe we need to do better at looking for that perfect pass in midfield. But what do you think about that? How can we just get Stevens finding his shooting boots again?
It's a tough one because what I noticed on Saturday is Brown's a fantastic talent. He's a very good player and technically probably one of our best players, but maybe he's just suffocating Stevens a little bit and they're not just linking up at the moment. Obviously, Stevens has had Bogle up there. He's had Bogle and Kelly up there together. So maybe they're just not working at the moment. Maybe it's just a little bit of, it takes time, these partnerships, don't they? Bogle, Kelly and Stevens all had partnerships over pre-season and most of the season. Whereas Brown's coming in January and it's probably just that slight little link-up play maybe missing. Finding out which way Brown's going to run to. Maybe it's something like that, simple as that. And just Max Stevens is probably going into places where Brown is occupying and then not really getting into the positions where he should be. So, it's like I said last week as well, just Josh Newville probably not being able to get too many balls into the box. And if Mike Stevens is occupying the centre half and one of the midfielders can get in there, maybe that's probably why Ali Smith started scoring so many goals. Mike Stevens occupying the centre half and Ali Smith trying to get on the end of it, arriving late. So,
talking about Ali Smith, Lincoln have actually released him, which I think is some good news for us. So he will be a free transfer after the loan. I really want us to sign him. I think at the start of the season, there was probably mixed opinions with Ali Smith, but I think he's creative in there, especially when he's got Jake Reeves next to him. And also just because he's pretty much been the outlet, he's been scoring quite a few goals for us in when we've had that poorish spell towards the latter stages of the season. Do we offer Ali Smith a contract?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's been ever present in midfield. Reeves has been out for a long spell. Maycott was out for a long spell. Hippolyte's been out for a long spell, and Ball has. But Ali Smith's always been there, and he's had to play with, like you say, players like Harbottle in midfield, and he's been one of our standout players. I mean, you see it all over social media that he's been rated and highly regarded as one of our better players this season, and up there for one of the players this season in the EFL. So yeah, you got to nail him down. I think it's mad for Link. Well, I'm absolutely chuffed bits Lincoln have, gave him to us for a season and then let him go on a free. Hopefully, we can just slap him straight contract on the table. As soon as the 1st of June's done, and get him through the door for a permanent player.
Let's hope so. Mate, I really hope we do.
Yeah.
Just before we talk about our predictions and everything, there's a couple things. The same with Ali Smith talking about that. I wanted to touch on Sam Hutchinson as well. I think is a good thing to touch about. Obviously, had a heart attack during the last game of the season, and I'm guessing adrenaline kept him going, or whatever that was. And the fact he's got us inside the playoffs after that is crazy. We were talking about it last week a little bit, how Sam Hutchinson said about his chest, and then they've come out with that info, having to go to hospital on the way back on the coach from Grimsby. Just crazy. I don't really know what to talk about it, but I feel a little bit obliged to talk about it because he's got us into this position, and he has been at times a really crucial player for us.
Yeah, I mean, when Jake Reeves was out, he was the the old head in midfield, commanding players to go here, there, and everywhere. He's had a couple of ropey games, but he's played in the back three. He's played in midfield. The first game he played against Doncaster, crunching tackle 6 minutes in, and we thought, here we go. He's a Wimbledon player. But no, he's been fantastic for us, and to carry on playing in that game, and doing what he did. And he said in his post-match interview he had a problem about 8-10 minutes in.
Do you think he'll carry on playing after that?
I hope so. I hope the doctors and the surgeons say he can. But no, he's not just a great football player, fantastic lad. First person to ever meet, first woman player to ever meet my little boy. Took my little boy's shirt into Starbucks before the game. He was just a proper down to earth football player that, he wanted to give back something to the fans and everything. And he was gobsmacked to know that me and my dad travelled down every game to watch him. You travel that far? Yeah. Top bloke, and I wish him all the best, and hopefully see him down Plough Lane again at some point, either with a shirt on or without.
Let's hope it is with a shirt on. That would be good. I'd even love him in League One next season if we do get promoted. Before we get on to predictions for the last stage, the other playoffs semi-final, Walsall versus Chesterfield. Walsall going 2-0 up into the second leg at home, which I was a little bit shocked about because I thought Chesterfield pretty decent outfit, to be honest, when they have everyone fit. They even look dangerous. I was watching the Walsall game. They look dangerous at times. It's just kind of two magic moments, just a mistake, a foul for the penalty, and then a really good strike outside the box. And I think that's kind of what you need in playoffs games. Like, you don't need to be the team that plays really well. If you score your chances, then you're getting through. What do you make of that game? And if we do get to the final, I think we all wanted to play Walsall anyway, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've only got a point from both of them games against both them teams this year, point from each of them. So either way, it was going to be a tough game if we get there. I think Chesterfield were fantastic first 30 minutes from what I saw. Keeper made some fantastic saves to Walsall. But like you say, that's not over because Chesterfield got so many good attacking players. Dobra, Grigg, Madden. So hopefully they can play out a long game, extra time, a few knocks, a few cramps.
Who do you see going through in the end?
I think Chesterfield win 2-1 on Friday night, and Walsall progress 3-2.
Jesus, look at that. I think I would rather play Walsall. I mean, when we played them away from home, I was just saying in my head, I was like, we didn't really start well, but I just kind of knew we were better than Walsall because I know how good we can play.
Yeah.
And having that goal from Bugle in the second half was just mental. And then he made the mistake in the ball. If we didn't do that mistake, and if we play the exact same way we did, if we do get to the final, it's just all hypothetical stuff. I think we'll be okay against Walsall. Do you think?
Yeah. I think, and the way the Wimbledon mentality is at the moment, I think we can't fear anybody. And just touching on what you said about not potentially playing great in the playoffs and getting through, Sunderland bang average. I watched both their games. they're bang average, Coventry miles better team, just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and London have gone through at the end of the day. So yeah, it's the playoffs and anything can happen, and then hopefully luck is on our side and we can get through.
I really hope so. Well, let's wrap it up. If everyone can put their score predictions in the comments, and we'll go through those as well while we're talking about ours. I'll go first. Score predictions. To be fair, I haven't even really thought about it. I just hope we play the exact same way as we did in the first leg, frustrate them, foul them, everything like that. I'd like to see us score a couple goals, score one in the first 15, 20, just score one in the first half and don't concede. That will be really, really good. It's a sold out crowd. I believe away from home, they've probably sold out. It was only 900 tickets we gave them. We've got a block in the away end as well for home fans, so that's good. Going to have 4 stands in yellow and blue. I'm going to go just a simple 2-0 Wimbledon win. Maybe not simple, but a 2-0 kind of same as what of how we beat them in the league. Frustrated them, kept possession all the time, didn't let them have any chances except from that Jatta chance in the second half. But 2-0, and I'm going to go Joe Lewis to score from a header. And I'm just going to keep saying it, Matty Stevens, because I want to see him score another goal just for his confidence going into, hopefully, a playoff final. What do you think, Scott? Give it to me. Score predictions.
1-1.
Then we go through. Perfect.
1-1 we go through. I think we score within the first half, going at half time. Really happy with ourselves. And they'll probably get a goal in the last 10 minutes, just pushing forward. And then we'll just see it out. Because that's the Wimbledon way, making sure that all of the fans are kept on the edge of the seats all game.
I don't want that to happen. That'll be a nervy finish. Like my dad's always been saying that he's going to be hiding behind everyone on Saturday because he doesn't want to watch the game. It's going to be funny. Neil put 2-0 Saturday to us. Both Josh's 63rd minute and Kelly 86th minute. I'd love to see Josh score a goal. He scored 3 awards. Deserves it. I mean, I'd like to see both Joshes score. If Kelly can come on and frustrate. Just talking about Kelly quickly. When he came on against Notts, I thought he was incredible when we just put a ball over the top, went round McGoldrick, drawn a foul in, slowed the game down. Perfect, really.
Well, that's what I said to you last week. You know, when we're going to suck up pressure all game, you need that outlet. You need that bit of pace up top, and maybe second half it will be a Josh Kelly sort of substitution. And when they are probably trying to get us second half, we can lob one up there, and hopefully Neil is correct, and Josh Kelly can go and get a goal.
Exactly. Well, we will leave it off then, Scott, just like we did last week. I'll leave it with you to kind of end on how the fans need to approach this one, how the players need to approach it going into this, probably the most important game at Plough Lane.
Yeah, it is. If the fans can bring, you know, exactly what the fans took to Notts County last week, non-stop singing. I had messages all week last week saying that I could hear you through the TV. You're fantastic. And if them 1,800 fans can then, you know, do 8,000 fans and make that sort of noise, make it like it's been against MK. This will be, like you say, but it is the biggest game of the new Plough Lane era, and 1,000 balloons being set off. Hopefully,
I've seen that. Yeah.
None of the beach ball, Darren Bent sort of thing for Sunderland and Liverpool comes into play, but we've got to be proper Wimbledon. We've got to make that place hostile for them, and we've got to make sure that we're on top of Notts County. We're on top of, you know, not just the supporters but the players as well. You've seen what it's like, what it means to Goodman and Nerfill, and you know the players when we get going and they want us to get going, they thrive with it, and our players do. They thrive with it at MK away, they thrive with MK at home, Bradford at home, Notts County away last week. You know, it's cliche saying there's a 12th man, but we are going to be the 12th man. And if I walk out that ground and I've still got my voice, then I am tried hard enough, and none of the rest of the fans. I want to make sure that come 2:30, 3 o'clock, we're all having a beer and none of us can talk because we've sang our hearts out for the boys.
Nicely done. Well, yeah, everyone, literally, as Scott said, back the boys, sing your heart out. if you're not walking out of Plough Lane with a sore throat, then you haven't done your job properly. Simple as that. Yeah, let's hope Wimbledon can get to Wembley on Saturday. I really hope we can. Full confidence for the players. Got to back them. And yeah, we'll see what happens at 2:15 on Saturday. Hopefully that'll be 90 minutes full time, no extra time penalties, whatever that jazz is. So yeah, Scott, thank you for joining us. I'll see you on Saturday. Come on.
See you on Saturday.
You
Go on,
dons.
you dons.